Numero 4, Senor. Gracias. Taking Spanish lessons, BP.
Good for you.
Sterling Marlin been mighty impressive, hasn't
Yes, he has. Alice Lincoln.
Neil, if we ever talk about spotters or you need a shot, they're up with a tank. Up behind turn 2. Mike Wells. Up there. The spotters are up by those tanks up behind turn 2 if you ever need a shot of them or anything. Yeah. Well, you did? Okay.
Okay, now who won the Busch race? Ron Fellows, right?
Ron Fellows.
Yes, he did.
Sterling Marlin's led more laps than he has all year. That's some useless information people like to hear.
That's right. Top 3 remain the same here at Sears Point Raceway. You have already seen one race today on ESPN. That was the Busch Series event at Watkins Glen, which was won by Ron Fellows. This is number 2, and we've got 2 more for you later this afternoon. The Freightliner G.I. Joe's 200 for the Kart FedEx Championship Series is on ESPN2 at 7 o'clock, and then the NHRA Craftsman Nationals at Gateway at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, also on ESPN2. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of Go Network, Go.com. Only change, whoa, we've got some spinners down here. That's Matt Kenseth getting turned around.
Looks like Jerry Nadeau might have been involved in that spin. To the right rear of the Ford.
Kenseth went to the driving school out here to get a little bit of experience, the Russell Driving School, in a brand new car this weekend here at Sears Point.
Kenny Wallace and Steve Park just made green flag pit stops.
You ever see maybe go down in the corner? And you know, Kenseth gave him some room. I think Nadeau got down there and lost control.
And Mark Martin is on pit road, giving up his top 5 position. Doctor, he's headed your way.
And for you Mark Martin fans, the news is not good. The sputtering and the missing is back. The same problem he had in happy hour yesterday. Came back on lap 3 and has been consistent. That's why Mark hasn't been able to move up like he would like to early on. Right side tires going on. No chassis adjustment. Slight air pressure change. They have to get it full of fuel. They want to make it on 2 pit stops. 37 lap intervals. Mark Martin in about a lap early. It's full of fuel. Left rear lug nuts on, and Martin is down and away.
20.6-second pit stop for Mark Martin as he rolls back into competition. And Elliott Sadler fails to make turn number 1, continues down the drag strip here.
Bob, I think he got tagged by someone or something. I think he hit the wall, and then he's heading on down the drag strip. He's totally out of the racing area now. Let's take a look and see what happened to him.
He's probably going to try to... Oh, here we go. Here he comes off the corner.
Watch the right side of your screen.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's Kenny Irwin.
Kenny Irwin did hit him there.
He'll rejoin the racetrack down in turn number 7 if the car will go that far. Meanwhile, we're on board with Rusty Wallace, who is all over the back bumper of the 24 of Jeff Gordon for the 2nd position. Get out to Bill Weber as Rudd comes in for a stop.
Ricky Rudd on pit road, as Bob Jenkins mentioned, already right side tires, no adjustments to this car. This looks like this could be a 3-pit stop race for Rudd. He's already got his tires and his fuel on his way back out. Good car, good chance for the road racer.
Saw the 21 car Elliott Sadler go by our position a moment ago. The right front tire was flat. And that's one reason he was very wisely went straight on the road course on the drag strip rather than go all the way around the racetrack. He knew his tire was flat. It would be better to just do it take half the time to do that. So wise thinking on the other side of the park.
We expect a pit stop from Sterling Marlin soon, and here it is along with Jeff Gordon. Both of the top two runners come in for their first scheduled pit stop of the day. They passed up the opportunity earlier under caution. Here they are on pit road now on lap number 36.
They'll leave the lead to Rusty Wallace.
Down to Jerry.
Well, the front two some pitting here together on lap 37. They'll put 4 tires on Jeff Gordon's car and pull the fender out where the fender was pushed in a little bit on the left front. For the car number 40, Sterling Marlin, they're going to drop the air pressure slightly. This is their strategy. Both these teams making this race a 2 pit stop race, 37 laps and then 38 laps with the checkered flag. Good pit stop for Sterling Marlin and Jeff Gordon. It's a drag race to the end of pit road.
One that will be won, I believe, by Marlin, but now they can race as they go up the hill.
They're falling in there with some of the cars that were running back in the pack.
Back at about 19th, I believe, Ned.
Jeff Gordon is really having some trouble getting through turn 2. Even with the old tires, that's where Sterling Marlin seemed to have the advantage of him. And I noticed there, even with the fresh tires, when he went through turn 2, he had a problem. A battle for the lead. Rusty Wallace is coming in.
Rusty does indeed come in, giving the lead to Tony Stewart now. And we see Kyle Petty also entering pit road.
Now, Rusty was one of those drivers who pitted on the 11th lap. He's only gone 25 laps since then. Let's go to the pits and Bill Weber.
This will be a 4-tire stop for Rusty Wallace. They haven't discussed any chassis adjustments. Remember, Rusty comes here in his car, the pole sitter, in completely on mission after winning 4 poles in the last 6 races, but never going to victory lane in any of those attempts. Right side tires are on. They'll come around to the left side. Rusty wants fresh tires to get back out there and remain competitive in this middle portion of this race. Left side's going on. The fuel in. Rusty's back on his way.
Good pit stop, 17.1 seconds for the Miller Lite team, and Wallace goes back onto the racetrack, coming out just alongside of Robert Presley, who is running back in the 20th position. Well, up front is Tony Stewart, and this is the 6th race that he has led in the year 2000. He led last week at Pocono, but it is the very first time that he has ever led on a road course in his Winston Cup career. Jerry has an update on Kyle Petty, who was also in.
Basically, it's the same strategy they're employing as some of the other teams. They're going to basically pit when Rusty Wallace pits because they are getting almost identical fuel mileage as the 2 car. Rusty pitted on lap 11, came back in a moment ago. Kyle Petty pitted on lap 11, came back in a moment ago. Kyle had some handling problems earlier, though. He said the car was loose when he turned right and pushing when he turned left. They made a wedge adjustment in Kyle's car. He's back on the racetrack. Should be able to go some 35 laps now before the next stop. John Kirby?
Dale Earnhardt is pitted on lap 11, is in for his second pit stop, a 4-tire change. They make no adjustments, has a little bit of a problem getting it going, but finally he does. He'll need one more stop at least to make it to the end of this race. But the car had moved all the way up into the top 5 before he came in to make this pit stop.
What a great pit stop. 14.7 seconds we saw on our screen. There's our leader, Tony Stewart.
Last 2 out of 3 races in this series. He won at Dover, won at Michigan, was 6th last Monday at Pocono.
Tony Stewart's coming in.
That's going to give the lead to Robbie Gordon.
It looked like he had a notion.
Yeah, I thought he was too, Ned.
He decided to go on and lead this race for a little bit.
So Tony Stewart is in, and so is Bobby Labonte, who gives up his 3rd position to make another pit stop. Jerry, we'll give it to you again.
And they are going to make a track bar adjustment in Tony Stewart's car. Watch, they're going to go down 1 round on the Home Depot Pontiac. See the big rod going in the left rear? They're going to make 1 round adjustment on the track bar to try to get Tony's car handling. Right front tire rolls away. The 18 car, they're making an air pressure adjustment on the Interstate Batteries car. A point leader, Bobby Labonte. Left side tire's going on. Left side tire's already on Tony Stewart's car. And Stewart is out of the way, and there goes Bobby Labonte.
Rod, that's exactly what you're talking about, right alongside.
All the way up the hill.
Whoa. I don't think Rusty realized that Tony was out there.
So that's going to put Tony Stewart back in about 15th position now. The lead is held by Robbie Gordon. 39 laps are completed here at Sears Point Raceway. And it's the second race in the year 2000 that Robbie Gordon has been out front. We'll be right back.
Man, explain to me why.
Oh, we're doing billboards.
Okay. Ready, back out.
Yep.
Hey, I can tell you why Earnhardt pitted. They can go with just one more stop, so it puts them back in sequence and on equal tires right now with the other guys who were fast who did not pit that first time. That's their thinking.
Yeah, I understand that,
Okay.
but we were wondering about Rusty.
Well, he was the same deal as Earnhardt, right?
Well, except he stopped about 5 laps sooner.
Well, Earnhardt stopped the same lap that Rusty did on that first caution lap 11.
Yeah, exactly. But this time, so...
ESPN's coverage of the SaveMart Kragen 350 at Sears Point Raceway is being brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, official beer of NASCAR. Hey, race fans, this Bud's for you. By Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And by Conseco. Well, we have Robbie Gordon out front by about 5.5 seconds over the number 32 car, driven by Scott Pruitt.
It looks like he's beginning to slip and slide a little bit, Bob. Those tires are getting a little old there now. But is he coming in? Nope, not again. He just takes a wide entrance there, which is good. But every time he does that, it looks like he's coming in the pit. Look at him slide coming off of that corner. He is not getting good traction off of that corner, Benny.
No, he's really losing grip, and I guess that's why Rusty Wallace pitted so soon. We talked during the break. We talked to the pit reporters, and they felt like they wanted to be out there with the same tires that the competitors had. Jeff Gordon and the 40 car Sterling Marlin. So Rusty Wallace pitted a lot sooner than I thought he would. Here comes the 31 car nice to make his pit stop.
He was in the top 10, but now is in for the stop bill.
And this is routine service for Skinner. It will be 4 tires and fuel. Big donut on the left side, right on the 31. But so far, the car's been good. Plenty of fuel already in. They tighten the lugs. Good stop for the 31 team. Skinner's back out.
Wow, that was a good pit stop. 14 going 9. John Andretti's back on the racetrack for you STP Petty fans. But he's many laps down. In fact, he's showing 25 laps down.
There's only one car officially listed as out of the race, and that would be Boris Said. Now, boy, we saw this a few laps ago up front, and they're still racing with each other, and Jeff Gordon gets the position from Sterling Marlin and moves into 5th position.
Finally, he said. Finally, I was able to pass that Coors Light Chevrolet.
I would suspect that they made maybe some slight adjustments on that 24 during that pit stop. Maybe made the difference, and I would doubt if Sterling Marlin's team made any adjustments because it didn't look like they needed to. That car had been so good.
Kenny Irwin and Mark Martin racing together here. And the 3rd place car of Bobby Hamilton has relinquished that spot for a pit stop. Bill?
Had a good run here a few years ago. His Kodak Chevrolet does show right side damage, just typical road course wear and tear. Waiting on the left rear, solid stop for Bobby. He's on his way.
That I saw Jeremy Mayfield pass the leader just a moment ago. He has stopped and has fresher tires than Robbie Gordon. He was a lap down now. If the caution were to come out, he could go all the way around the racetrack and make up almost 2 miles.
Yep.
Robbie Gordon has got to pit sooner or later because the car is just really slipping and sliding.
Robbie did a lot of testing in preparation for this race, and here he comes. He was 3 times at the road course facility in Kershaw, South Carolina, hoping to get this car right for the pit stop. And he hits the brakes to make the speed limit as he comes down to pit road. Bill Weber, he's going to be in your vicinity very, very shortly.
Robbie Gordon hunting down his signboard on a vacant pit road. This is a very critical pit stop for this team. You can gain or lose your positions on pit road. This is a pressure situation for these guys, not running at the front very often. They do make a track bar adjustment. Other than that, it's 4 tires and fuel waiting on the jack on the left side. This is taking a long time. This is a longer stop. Gordon still leads. He's got his fuel and his tires. They would have liked a quicker stop than that.
Jackman tripped going around the right, then the front of the car built, almost fell down. Lucky he didn't fall down. It cost him a couple more seconds.
He's coming out in front of Kenny Wallace there. Kenny Wallace is running in the 15th position.
Jared is right there, too, in the 16th spot.
Now, fresh tires mean anything. Robbie Archer's got to wait for these guys.
Yeah.
Jimmy Spencer comes in, Bill Weber.
And Bob, that left front damage on the 26 car inhibited them getting the tire locked on. They had to pull the tire back off, stick it back on, and tighten the lugs. That cost them precious seconds on pit road.
Back to the pit stop of Robbie Gordon. Here's what Benny referred to.
Watch the Jackman. He starts around, and the jack gets out of his hand. He tripped, goes to one knee. He never lets go of that jack, though. He bounces up. The guys are waiting for him. He finally gets over there. You can see what an asset that light jack is, though. Now we see Jimmy Spencer's left front fender rubbing drastically on that left front tire.
Yeah, I think he went off the course. John Kernan?
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is in for his pit stop. It'll be 4 tires, and as you can see, a lot of damage on that left front fender. Couldn't tell out on the track if it was rubbing at all, but yeah, they will pull that left front fender out, get all 4 tires changed, pull the fender out. No adjustments. Jr. is away.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. keeps it under the speed limit.
And
Down
we
pit
saw
road.
that damage by Jimmy Spencer. The other damage there is he gets in contact with the 25 car.
And then
Jerry
comes up
Nadeau
to turn 2 and drives her off course.
Yeah, gets out into the tires. So
Scott Pruitt picks up the lead, but now he is in for a pit stop on the 46th lap of the race. Jerry Punch.
Second of what will probably be 3 pit stops for the 2-time Trans Am and 2-time IMSA GTO champion, the road racing specialist Scott Pruitt, trying to get his first Winston Cup win here in just his 13th career start. They will change 4 tires, no adjustments, no air pressure, no wedge, no track bar, but they've got to get it full of fuel. Good pit stop so far. Left front tire off, left rear tire off. Lug nuts are on. Flawless pit stop. Pruitt's tied forward in the way.
And with all the pit stops and the 5 drivers that have been in the lead in the last few minutes, guess who is up front now? Jeff Gordon.
There he is.
He's got a 2.8-second advantage now on Sterling Marlin, and so the driver going for 6 consecutive road course wins is at the front of the SaveMart Kragen 350, 46 of the 112 laps completed.
Sterling's kind of holding him up, wasn't he?
Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, here's why Rusty stopped when he did. Have you gotten that yet?
No.
Robin did not want to run on old tires while those guys were on newer tires, so as soon as they got to the window where they could make it on one more stop, they brought him in. He could clearly go on one stop, but they didn't want to leave him out to lap 40 or 41. They thought they'd lose too much track under the guys on new tires.
yeah, that's exactly what's happened to Scott Pruitt. And John Kernan, I apologize to you. There was only one difference in Rusty's and Dale Earnhardt's pit stops. I thought it was 3 or 4. but so I apologize for that. Fortunately, I didn't say it on the air, so.
Yeah. Okay. We need to thank
Steve Page.
Steve Page
You can
and
close Weber's mic.
Bruton and Urich, Michael Urich. Okay. Well, the beautiful Sonoma Valley is the home for Sears Point Raceway, home of a lot of fine grapes, too, that make that great wine. And we have enjoyed coming out here for the last several years. As we enter the second half of the season, we say goodbye to some of these racetracks, but we certainly want to take our hat off to Steve Page, Bruton Smith, Michael Urich, all of the people here at Sears Point Raceway for their great hospitality. We have absolutely had a great time every time we have visited your facility, and will miss coming here. The Pennzoil Copter Cam is following the leader of the race, Jeff Gordon. The interval back to second place, Sterling Marlin, is 3 1/4 seconds, but Jeff is behind some traffic that he has been unable to get around in the last few laps.
Yeah, it was 3.24 seconds the last time he crossed the start-finish line, but right now I would think that Sterling Marlin has gained because Jeff Gordon has pulled up behind the 77 car of Robert Presley, and he's really having trouble getting by.
On board with the third place car of Rusty Wallace.
He's 6 seconds behind.
And there's the fourth place car of Tony Stewart, who led 2 laps of this race before coming in for a pit stop. Mark Martin is right behind him. And a spin coming off turn number 11. That's the number 90 car that's being driven this week by Brian Simo.
Go.
No caution. And there we see Brian go in the corner, right? And look at the 22 and the 77 both lock up the right front. And there, Jeff Gordon gets in the rear of the 77, and Simo spins at the same time. That was synchronized spinning, Bob.
Yes, it was.
You've heard of synchronized swimming?
And now a good battle for second is shaping up between Marlin and Wallace.
Either Sterling's car is not performing quite as well as it did before, or Gordon and, of course, Rusty Wallace has been good all day long. He led the first portion of the race and then got off sequence on pit stops.
Jimmy Dean onboard telemetry. Watches Rusty Wallace goes down 134 miles per hour. Now he will go into turn 10 and accelerate to turn 11. Hard on the brakes here. Trying to get on the inside. Can't quite make it. Let's see what kind of speed he goes down to. 31 miles per hour. He shifts at 8,500. Back to 7,000. Gets back again. Goes up the hill.
Yeah, quite an elevation change from down there at the start-finish line to up here at turn 2, and it's even a little bit higher than that in turn 4. Which is right here. Tony Stewart watches the battle ahead of him. Down through the chute. Here's Wallace to the inside. No.
Did not quite get far enough along. Oh, somebody.
Whoa, Rusty is off course. And loses 1 position. Wow, a moment there for Rusty, huh?
Yeah. Of course, Stewart got by. Mark Martin moved in closer to him.
And Bill Weber during the break told us what Robin Pemberton and Rusty was thinking about by pitting tonight for only 25 laps. They did not want to be on the racetrack with Jeff Gordon, Sterling Marlin in the competition with better tires than them for 10 or 15 laps. They felt like they would lose so much track position if the caution flag were not to come out, they could never catch back up. And as soon as they got to the point that Rusty, they could make it to the end of the race with one more pit stop, that's when they made their pit stop to get on the same tires as Gordon and Sterling Marlin.
Now, here's what happened to Rusty. We're on board with him. Comes up on Sterling Marlin and just misses the corner. And there goes Tony Stewart by. The good news is he only hit grass and didn't hit any curbs or walls.
So he should not have done any damage underneath to the chassis of the car.
So there is Rusty, who's in 4th. Mark Martin in 5th. And here comes the 28 car of Ricky Rudd, who is in the 6th position. Let's talk to John Andretti.
Well, everyone had high hopes for the 43 car today, including your 42 competitors, John. First of all, what happened?
Well, I guess we got to the top of the hill, and somebody turned somebody around and slowed up, and Chris, my spotter, did a great job, and I slowed down. The guy behind me, I guess, didn't know about the crash or something, and got up in the back of me and drove me into the guy in front. We broke an oil line, caught fire, did all that. It's just real disappointing. It's disappointing for the whole team because I think we had a good car. I don't know if we had one capable of winning, but we were still going to give him a run for it, I thought. And I want to say hello to my brother Adam. He won yesterday, his first race, and he's racing again today. And I hope he wins again today. Maybe bring home Andretti win anyway.
You had high hopes for STP and for the King this afternoon, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely. I think that, STP being the last race, I mean, I looked at the burned car, and all I could think of was Atlanta, the King's last race when the thing caught fire and it's all burned up, and I thought, well, at least we go out in style, but not much of a style you want to go out in. It'll be all right, and STP's still going to be on the race car, and we can still win races for him.
We'll see you in new colors at Daytona.
Definitely.
It's the end of an era here at Sonoma.
And the end of the race for John Andretti, unfortunately. Well, the number 3 car of Dale Earnhardt, there is Bobby Labonte. He's running in 7th. And in 8th spot, a little bit behind Bobby, is Dale Earnhardt.
He's about 5 seconds behind Bobby Labonte. Take a look at our Haviland serial. He started 29th by lap 10, was up to 23rd. The big jump was on lap 40 on the pit stop. He moves into the 8th position, gained 10 spots from 40 until 52.
A lot of people think that this is Dale Earnhardt's year to win his 8th NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. He is 57 points behind Bobby Labonte as the 16th race of the year is occurring. We'll be right back. Yep. Okay.
Where did Skinner spin? Turn 11. Sterling's
Number
lost.
7.
7.
7.
Sorry. We're almost half done. It can rain now.
Did Mark get in front of Rusty a while ago when he went through the gravel? He didn't, did he?
No.
No.
Oh.
Well, he's in front of him now, but he
didn't get...
Oh, yeah. Coming down in here to turn 11, the last lap, Rusty and Mark both came in really hot. Rusty got on the brakes a little bit too late, went high, and Mark got underneath him. Last lap, that's what happened.
Thank you.